national market, but you're opening your doors on your first day, and where do you think that sales process begins? The customer, yeah? And who would you tell first? You've got a new business open, who are you going to tell first? Your local. Okay. This is really, really important. If we were to think of any destination in Ireland that you feel is successful, firstly call out a destination for me there, a tourism destination in Ireland that you feel people know about, that's known as a destination for tourism. What kind of a destination would you shout out? Maybe the Cliffs of Moher, yeah, an iconic. Westport, okay, anywhere else? The Kingdom, Killarney.
Clifton,
okay. How about Dingle? Dingle wasn't on the map 15 years ago. Those destinations you've called out, Killarney, Dingle and others, why do you think they are on the map? I would say Ireland is a beautiful island. It's full of gorgeous places. Why are these places known? Marketing by who? By who? I didn't hear that. Local. Anytime you see a destination in Ireland that's on the tourism experience map, and I can say this without exception, you will find that the local community has pulled together. Selling starts on your own doorstep. You all need to be referring each other. You all need to know what you're about. And Connemara is one of the most beautiful places in Ireland, and the Aran Islands and Inishbofin and north, south, every corner of this beautiful destination will not be well placed on the global markets. And that's not a faffy thing to say unless all of you work together. So think about those destinations. Anyone you know of like that, it's because the community has pulled together. All selling starts local. Okay. So a community that sells together, grow together. And I suppose years ago when I was in experience, I used to think you hugged revenue. If I had an opportunity, I would keep it for myself. And then I actually learned that actually, if you refer and if you generate revenue as a team, it grows revenue for everyone. So that saying about a rising tide is really true. A rising tide grows revenue for everyone involved in that process. Is that understood? So that's a really important, if you're not already doing that, the next step for Connemara and the Aran Islands is you have to pull together, or this will never work, will never achieve those ambitious targets that the tourism bodies have set. Okay? So we need local referrals, we need people referring across businesses, we need to put this destination on the map. So I always think about it like this. In terms of a diagram, you do not want to be the one walking through the woods by yourself. You do not want to be that person. You'll grow a certain amount of business like that, but you will not grow it at the level to keep you busy 52 weeks of the year and to sustain that for future decades. If you want to be a business that thrives and survives, you need to be part of one of these pictures. And I'll go back to what I said to you there earlier. Do you remember I told you about the family in France or Scandinavia who go to their travel agent and they give them a brief about their holiday, and they very often say, I'm going to consider this year Ireland, Scandinavia, Morocco. Do you remember that? And on this side, what are we trying to do? Win the bid for Ireland. So this isn't a tribal game. It's not a tribal game. It's a global game. We are all the time bidding against other global destinations. The way I would think about this is exactly like the Six Nations. We are the ones who want to come out top here. Is that okay? So this game is global. Local we put together to get the global opportunity. It is important to state that when we are out in the international markets, we sell as Team Ireland. So Ireland has been selling in the global markets now for decades. Lots of stakeholders, including the tourism bodies, professional travel management companies, accommodation providers, attractions, have been selling in those global markets for a very long time. When we're out there, we sell as a team, and we need to see that reflected in the domestic market as well. How many of you have engaged in fam trips? Hands up? Okay. So we have two kind of fam trips, the types that can come to Ireland, a buyer fam trip or a media fam trip. So what's the media person looking for? A story. What's the buyer fam trip looking for? Yeah, to know about your product, to see if it's a match for the customers they look after in their markets. Are you okay? Yeah. Can I just say I've done a lot of fam trips in Ireland over my career in hospitality. It is humiliating if a fam trip goes wrong. So I really need you to understand that if you're involved in a fam trip, you put your best foot forward. If the fan trip doesn't go well, it's seen as a very poor reflection not only on your business but on Destination Ireland. So the funny thing about fan trips is I might only have the buyer or the medium person in front of me for 10 minutes, and yet everything I say and do reflects everything my business is about. I do a good job, and my buyer will think that the chef, the front of house receptionist, the person working at the bar is amazing as well. I do a poor job, and in their mind they'll assess that they are terrible, even if they're amazing. There's a huge responsibility that comes with fan trips. Again, this is a global game. Other destinations try and win them. So if you land on one on your doorstep, or if Connemara wins the fan trip, go all out to impress here. Is that okay? But it's most important that we create a good impression on these fan trips so that we get buyer opportunities in the global market and that we get good print coverage in these destinations. So I have a very simple rule in terms of revenue generation, and that's that input equals output. So years ago, and I always have seen the lady with a target on my head, I used to think that I achieved the target by luck. I might have had millions on my head, and I thought that happened by luck. And then I actually learned with experience that that's not the case. Input equals output. A well-organized, well-targeted sales strategy will lead me to the revenue that I need to achieve for my business. And I've done this long enough now to know that that is actually a rule. That's not an anecdote. So what I would be encouraging you to think today is to think about your input and about how you can collectively work together. Because if you put in an effective input, you will achieve the output that we're all hoping for Connemara and the Aran Islands. And that is this 4% increase in visitor numbers that Miriam mentioned earlier. But it's also that Connemara, like some of the destinations you've mentioned there, will be truly on the map for the next number of decades. Is that okay? Do you believe that, what I'm saying back to you? Or, can you see that? It's really important to see it, because this is just an incredible destination, an incredible proposition to be bringing to a lot of our domestic customers who don't know it, and also to our global customers. So we really need to see this as a cohesive effort. This destination should be known the world over. Is that all right? So I really need you to think about that. And I am a merciless commercial salesperson. So any teams I would have worked with before, I'd have said no excuses and no hiding. So in 5 years' time, if I were to come here again and see that Connemara hadn't really put itself on the map in a way that it truly could, you would know that the input hadn't been in order. So we need a really good input to achieve this very ambitious output. And Connemara and the Aran Islands can do this. So that brings me on to today's task. So before we go to lunch, I'm super excited about this. So the whole idea is this is step one to our networking, okay? So all of you this morning, you were given a badge. If you look down at your badge, you'll notice that you have a red sticker and a white sticker. Is that okay? So there's a table number noted on each sticker. So you'll notice at the table you're sitting at, and at all the tables around the room, there's a specific table number, okay? The red sticker, so we're going to take a break in a moment, but keep this in mind now for after lunch.